Hello and welcome to A Star to Steer Her By. This is Caitlin. No, it
Sounds
isn't.
just like her.
Caitlin is still suffering from getting sent ass over tea kettle over her navigation panel, unfortunately, so I will be filling in for her this week on episode 403 of A Star to Steer Her By, along with...
Ames.
And Jake.
This week, we will be discussing Piople of Earth. So,
What?
I'm saying people stupid.
Why?
Yeah, it seemed like fun.
You're
I mean,
not Jake.
Just like Jake gets to do it, I'm gonna try. And you know what? It sounds better coming out of him. That's what I get for trying.
Everything sounds better coming out of me.
Ew.
Dearie dear. So yes, after all of last season's reluctance to use the jump drive, now we're like, fuck it, and we go to Earth. But then we are
Fuck
immediately...
maze people.
No, that's been resolved.
No.
Anywho, it's been 1,000 years. They're all dead. They were killed by something else. Q. Let's say Q.
Sharks.
Or Mo.
Space sharks.
Space sharks, Mo, Q, all three. So they go to Earth, but are immediately held up and inspected by the vaguely fascist-coded United Earth Defense Force, who are freaked out because they are constantly getting attacked for their dilithium by a group of bandits led by a mystery man named Wen. While the inspection is happening, Wen attacks again, but no one can beam off for unbeknownst reasons. That's not the right word. I don't care.
I like it.
So
That sounded good coming out of you.
Thank you. So, yes, I jumped ahead a little. We do start with Michael explaining everything to the crew. Her and Book hide the ship's dilithium on Book's ship because Book's ship can cloak, which will block the dilithium from getting picked up by scans. That's important because during the attack, Michael's like, I'm gonna make a game time decision on my own, even though I decided Saru should be captain. And
not tell him about it.
Yep, and pops out of the Discovery on Book's ship with Book, uncloaks, is like, hey, Wen, we got all this dilithium. You just gotta let us beam it over.
Kitty.
Yeah.
Your Michael sounds a lot like your Caitlin.
Yeah, I have like one. I do a bad Pepper Pot impression for all women. I am very sexist. So they capture Wen, they bring him over to the ship, and despite his big, vaguely black mantle-looking head, it turns out he's a human under there. And what happened was he was from a colony on Titan that had broken away from Earth after the burn, but then they had a SETI Alpha 5 style disaster. But when they went to ask for help, they were just shot at, so they said, well, fuck this. And then everyone...
Pirate's life for us.
Yeah, and then everyone agrees to negotiate, and the Star Trek theme swells. In the meanwhile, Stamets and Tilly work out that the ship was sabotaged by Adira, one of the inspection crew. She's a teen whiz kid, kind of like Wesley, only with less good taste in sweaters, and...
Less good taste.
Well, she doesn't have any sweaters as far as we know, so... I mean, I'll say this.
We've only seen her,
the
Nazi uniform.
I was gonna say, I will take any of Wesley's sweaters over this fascist shit.
With the fucking leather harness? What are these people into?
So they're like, hey, you can stay on Discovery, I guess, because apparently she is somehow connected to Senna Tal, an admiral who sent a transmission from Earth like 12 years ago, which is why they went here in the first place. And Earth is like, oh yeah, we're basically, like, us and the Federation are completely disconnected and Senna Tal's dead. But it turns out Adira has a Trill symbiont that inside somewhere is Senna. So that's the next leg of our journey.
Yeah, but it's worth noting that Adira is not a Trill and is in fact a human. Human. This is like, the symbiont doesn't work properly, so it's kind of fucky. Yeah,
they're going to have to figure out how to, like, extract the memories.
But that's next week's problem.
Yeah. Well, the way this show is paced, it might be 3 weeks from now's problem. I honestly don't remember.
Pretty sure it comes up next week.
Yeah, I think
that would be good.
Yeah, I mean, and it's interesting because evidently at this point at the point of Discovery's origins in the 23rd century, we haven't met the Trill before.
Right.
Because they have no idea, like, oh, Trill symbionts, what?
Yeah, I think Bev also in The Host didn't realize that the symbiont passed along until she met, what was his fucking name? That dick.
Yeah.
Odan? I'm going to say Odan.
That sounds right. Of course, that's also the pre-retcon version where it completely overwrites your personality instead of
and
being
your spots.
Being a fusion kind of thing, which admittedly is a lot creepier and makes the symbionts feel way less benign.
Yeah, and it's also like, again, this is a retcon, but the fact that Crusher would not be aware of how symbionts work is kind of strange, considering that by this time the Trill are presumably already members of the Federation and have had a Federation ambassador that's a Trill for
because
decades.
Curzon was an old man.
Yeah, Curzon would have already been tooling around.
And the impression you're under with the Trill is, unlike the Vulcans, they love talking about themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but if Bev never had met one before.
Yeah, but I just feel like that would probably just have come up in either her training or at least, like she knows this guy is coming aboard. Presumably, if you're a Starfleet doctor and someone's coming aboard from a species you're not familiar with, you maybe do a cursory glance at their Wikipedia entry.
Yeah. Yeah. The Trill by the 24th century are like, hey, man, check out my pouch. I keep snacks in here.
Stop flashing your pouch.
Yeah, they talk about everything except the fact that they have a lot of deep, dark secrets.
Well, most
pouch is nature's pocket.
No, I'm thinking about when they found out that way more people were
in equilibrium and shit.
Yeah. No, I'm just talking about Deep Space Nine. I feel like by the end of the series, it's like the Trill are actually kind of sketch.
It is nice talking about Deep Space Nine, but let's talk about Discovery.
Oh my God! So the dumbest thing, but it's dumb in a way I love.
Oh, which one? There's so many this episode.
I never noticed this because they never bring it up that much. But I realized the official name of the spore drive, the Displacement Activated Spore Hub Drive.
But no one calls it that.
It's the Dash Drive.
Oh, yeah. I feel like either that's come up or I just previously recognized it. I can't remember where we got that. I think at some point it gets referred to as the Dash Drive, and I was like, oh, fuck you.
I don't know that it does.
I've never noticed, so I really... gloss over any of that.
Clicked last night, finally, when Stamets said the full name. I was like, wait a fucking minute. That bastard. The question is, was it him or his dead friend that we kind of pretend never existed now?
On the Glen, that dick?
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely not so much a retcon as just we're going to pretend this was solely Stamets now.
Yeah. But yeah, so, Earth. Welcome to Earth.
Welcome to Earth. We put a whole fucking... wall around Earth. Build the wall.
Oh. Yep. Oh, God. That was still fresh then. Now we're on
this was 2020, so this was super fresh. And I think the parallels are there. And, it's definitely Star Trek-y the way they explore this kind of isolationist nature that Earth has taken on because of the catastrophe. And then they flip it on its head when they're like, look, the people that you're denying help are people. And Doya's like, oh my God, you're a human. And there's a clicky moment that you're like, wow, this is life.
Yeah.
Good on you, Star Trek, for making the subtext text.
Yeah. Well, and of course they started it, somebody just showed up without, they didn't get a chance to call them. It sounds like, like the Titan Knights, what's someone from Titan called?
Titanians.
I like that. The Titanians showed up, didn't even get to make a call. They were just shot at, So it's it's all just been kind of, I mean, obviously, they then escalated, but Earth started it very much.
Yeah.
But again, I think you're supposed to, like I said, those uniforms are definitely fascist coded. And maybe they're not full fascists because they do end up responding to reason at the end. But right away, you're supposed to know that Earth has gone at least a little astray. Not just because of how grumpy and forceful they are, but their whole outfit.
Yeah. It's also, I don't remember if they mentioned what the timeline was for when they seceded from the Federation. And how, at the time, it felt like a good idea because, we were getting attacked all the time by people looking for dilithium because of the burn. So I'm not sure how long that went on, but, the context that you get is fairly interesting and it makes sense for their time.
Yeah. I mean, the real question, of course, is during the burn, how long did it take Earth to find out? Because as we know from this fucking series, there's never a ship near Earth.
Yeah, but this was also 800 or so, because the burn was, 200 years ago. And somehow all of this has been playing out in this way over the last 200 years of
No, I just want.
chaos.
Yeah, no. I just want to make fun of the fact that there's never a ship near Earth.
Oh, I know you do.
Like,
but this is such a blank slate of a season, which I appreciate an awful lot. I love this world building of this is the world that they've lived in for 200 years, but they all kind of like talk about the burn as if they experienced it.
Yeah, that's the weird thing is like the guy I kind of forgot till I was watching the recap for last week, but like that dickhead with the hair, he was like, burn's the best thing that ever happened to me. It's like, it had already happened by the time you were born, unless you're not human and are one of those exactly human-looking species that lives for centuries, which I guess is possible.
I think that was more of a figurative, like, people like me.
Yeah, my people.
Yeah. Although it's like, dude, you don't know. Maybe had you been born into a better world, you wouldn't have turned into a piece of shit. But pieces of shit don't tend to think very hard about themselves or their existence.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't, from his perspective, he's just a businessman. He's not a piece of shit.
That is sort of an interesting theme here, too, is like, you know, Michael's had a year in this place, so she's a little more aware of the fact that, like, you really can't count on people to be willing to do the right thing right away, whereas Saru and his crew are a little more like, again, it's been, 2 or 3 days as far as they're concerned since they left the 23rd century. So they've still kind of got their ideals. But what I appreciate, though, is that because it's, you know, it has only been a year, which isn't that much time. But like, you know, she's still got her core there. And also her just acting on her own recognizance has just kind of always been her jam.
And Michael, you mean?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely like a giant like switcheroo happening in Michael that's kind of interesting. And I think in that there's a scene with Tilly when Tilly says, wow, you kind of let us go, didn't you? Because you're acting like you're like very estranged from us. And you're kind of like putting your feet back in the waters of like, do I even still understand Starfleet after a year? In that year, like, she had no idea when Discovery was coming back. So she kind of had to, over that time, accept that I may never see Discovery again.
Yeah.
I may never see Starfleet, aside from Sahil, who we met, like, the other week. Mm-hmm. This may all be fruitless.
Yeah.
Like, she has definitely, like, there's a lot of ways in her, like, delivery. She does a lot more talking, like, down her nose this season so far that I've seen.
Huh, I didn't notice.
Like just when I was like looking for a screen cap of something, just so many screen caps of her with her chin up. There's a definite difference in how she's carrying herself so far this season.
Well, she has to be a tough badass to survive in the
post-burn world.
In the post-burn world. I find it interesting how, you know, everyone's like, "Oh, so you and Book, huh?" And she's like, "No, never."
Oh, I'm sorry. They may not be dating, but they are definitely fucking. She is not.
I mean, obviously.
Everything about their body language, their interaction, and let's be honest, Michael is not a stupid woman. She is not passing up that chance.
She dresses him in a very, like, intimate scene.
Oh, yeah.
Like they are fully aware of each other's, like,
he's
bodies.
already in the pants.
Yeah.
So that means that the pants were already off. So.
Yeah. It's, you know. After years of this show just being for the, like, male gaze and I guess lesbian gaze, it's nice to have a broader scope of gaze, we'll say.
Sweet. Yeah, I did one of the reviewers I was reading who was releasing at the time when the things came out was like, it's so nice that Michael and Book are just friends because, you know, I didn't need another relationship. And it's like, are you not seeing where they're going with this? It's very obvious.
Yeah, like, even if they're
have
not
chemistry, like, whoa.
Yeah, even if they're not, like, quote unquote in a relationship, they are definitely fuck buddies. Like, that they have definitely boned down fucking constantly. Which again, fair. Oh god, this scene with Tilly reminded me of something too.
Cake is eternal?
Not that line was kind of silly. But I immediately felt like, oh, she's a ginger person who's jumped through time and is sad about their, like, family and friends all being gone, and I immediately thought of another ginger time jumper, Fry, except he was thrilled. Everyone I know my family's dead.
Woo! Speaking of Tilly, you know, I'm usually the first person to jump on a stupid Tilly one-liner, but I have to say I actually enjoyed museums are cool.
That's fair.
I don't know, I thought
museums
that was
are cool, but You live in a museum. Not cool.
Yeah, that was kind of
stupid.
it was short-lived sense of okay, yeah, good one, Tilly. But yeah, then the you live in a museum was kind of lame. But she's getting there. She's getting better.
Yeah, I do feel like they maybe amped her up a little again after she was more reserved last week. So
there was
I hope
also
they don't overdo it.
So every single Tilly Stamets scene was a good God, please show, don't tell. Stop telling. Like, because they did a good job. Adira beams in, figures everything out just by looking at it, which we learn later is probably because the trill, gives an instant context.
Centuries of experience.
But Tilly's like, we get it. You're super, super smart. It's like, we didn't need you saying this. And then Tilly does it again in the next scene when they're talking about Adira and saying, oh, she's super, super smart. How did she figure all this stuff up so quickly? Rah, 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 rah. And it's like, oh my God, stop telling us the thing that you already showed us perfectly well.
So, someone's feeling threatened. It's like, oh, I was the young whiz kid. This is an even younger, whizzier kid. And they have less fucking time to spend on their hair every day because it's cropped short.
Yeah. Yeah, Adira kind of is giving a little Wesley Crusher, so hopefully it doesn't get too obnoxious. We'll see.
It's funny because I said that during the intro, but it had never occurred to me on my first watch through. It's like, wait a minute, she's kind of a Wesley, isn't she?
Yeah, 16-year-old whiz kid. But I don't know. Maybe it'll be fine. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, I do remember in future liking the Adira character. But
so
first impression is a little funky because they're doing so much telling and not showing the character.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus fucking Christ. The scene where Stamets just decides to, talk down to Adira the whole time long when, he's like, you're the one who really sabotaged the ship, aren't you? And you gotta tell me about all the secrets that you have. And there's something about his delivery in that entire scene, and I think this is where, I'm not a big fan of the Stamets characterization, in that it just sounds like he's talking to a child.
Well, that's how Stamets talked to everybody, though.
And now he's literally talking to a child, so...
But Adira is 16, an engineer, trusted on this investigation mission where they're determining what's going on with this Discovery ship. What the fuck even is this thing?
Yeah.
Adira should be a peer in this state because she's given all of this power in this mission.
Yeah.
And yet he's there just the delivery of the lines in that scene, and that scene, I almost want to play. I have it up and ready because I rewatched it this morning because there's the music that they put under that scene is condescending music.
Well, yeah, I'm actually, I don't know what I thought about it, but I do remember noticing it. It's this is weirdly
it's cutesy.
Yes. Yeah. It's kind of cute. Yeah. Because I think it's supposed to be I think it was, The composer seemed to certainly think it was a, meeting of the minds scene. But again, I think the problem is, like Jake said, Stamets doesn't consider anyone a peer, least of all some teenager that broke onto his ship and broke his stuff. So, I get, why you find it annoying, don't get me wrong. It definitely, I think, is a legitimate reaction to him. But it does track for the way they've written his character.
Yeah,
this is exactly
consistently
what
a prick. And which is why I never care for him. I also don't know if I understand Adira's motivation entirely. Oh, I sabotaged your ship so I could have a few more minutes playing on it.
Yeah, well, I think her long-term goal is to try to get to stay with them. Why she went about it that way, I don't know. But
it's a little 11001001 because that's exactly what the Binars did too.
Right. But I also think
we didn't want to ask for help, so we broke your shit.
Kind of, yeah. I didn't think of that. That's a good comparison. But also, we do find out a little. There's some extra motivation we don't know about quite yet. So.
Yeah. Well, also, so when
is the person or the group of bandits?
I think Wen is the person that's the leader of this group.
People have said it both ways in reviews I read.
Maybe, yeah. Well, maybe it's
I was under the impression it was him specifically.
So here's my thing about Wen. It's such a plot convenience that Wen wears this mask and then never takes it off. What is Wen's motivation? If Wen is really just some guy that's just like, we're just trying to survive like everybody else. Why hide your face and pretend to be a pirate and not just call Earth and be like, hey, we need help? Like, the fact that he hides this whole time behind this spooky mask just seems absurd to me. And then I also hated that it's Georgiou who just for no reason is just ripping his mask off. What if he was an alien and needed that mask to breathe or something?
Well, because of course, with her Barzan thing.
Well, because of course Georgiou being fucking magic already worked it out. Yeah, that thing is like, I like the resolution of like, look, it turns out this is a whole big misunderstanding type thing. But
communication is what helps us. Yeah.
Yeah. They do fuck up the scene by having it be like Georgiou doing the reveal instead of like, say, Michael just being like, when? Fucking show her. And he like takes the helmet off, you know?
Oh, that would be good.
That would have been way better.
Yeah. Or just like maybe Michael, like, you know, subtly like uses the tricorder to be like, and like we see Michael figure it out, and then she encourages the reveal. But there's the fact,
or Wen just does it on his own.
Yeah, it makes no sense. That's the thing. I don't think it makes any sense that Wen is continuing this subterfuge, or why even starting. Like, why? I could understand if they're doing pirate raids on, you know, other people, if they actually are pirates, but it seems like they just are normal people that are struggling. So why not just talk to Earth as humans and ask for help?
Well, because they tried that and got shot at before they even had a chance to ask, so they just
decided. Was he wearing his stupid mask?
Well, again, it sounds like they didn't even get to hail them. They just showed up and got shot at. So, you know, like, why he keeps the mask on the whole time, I don't know. Maybe he thinks it makes him look threatening. It does look cool, I'll give him that.
It's pretty badass.
You know, and that's the thing, is if you are a raider at this point, you are going for a certain amount of psychological warfare. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like they showed up to ask for help initially, got shot at before they could even pick up the phone, and were like, well, fuck these people. And it's just been kind of years of raids ever since. But yeah, I think the reveal should have been not Georgiou flavored.
Yeah, it gives you just yet another Georgiou ex machina, which I'm done with. I frankly thought they should have had her in the brig this whole episode, because when she's strutting around being like, look, I get to wear an admiral uniform. Isn't that fun for me? And it's like, no, because you're going to make a terrible first impression on these people who we just met.
Yeah.
Well, but they're fash, so maybe they'd be into it.
That's true, actually. Yeah, they get along great.
Georgiou's like, hey, you need a new emperor down there? Might be looking for a job.
Well, I'm sick of Georgiou as it is.
Yeah, they didn't need to bring her into the... Like, she could have been abandoned after season 1. They could have been just like, great, go enjoy your bar on Kronos.
Yeah.
Because, again, it wouldn't be as bad, but again, the show seems to think she's cool, and it's like, she's evil. Like, she's literally from the cartoon bad guy universe.
And it's gonna get worse. Like, I'm not looking forward to the more Georgiou we're gonna get this season.
Oh, other fucking awful stupid thing. The fucking tree. What was that fucking tree?
The tree is a metaphor. That's all you need to know.
Why was it so big?
Well,
it's not even that big. It's just fat.
It's an Alpha Centauri tree. It was brought.
No, it
was from a seed brought to Earth by Zephram Cochrane after he set up his little hut on Alpha Centauri. It's the Cochrane tree. There we go.
It was big. It was both fat and, like, when they did that awful CG zoom out, it was like at least 100 feet tall and probably 100 feet
I don't know. Maybe
since
I was expecting it to be a redwood or or equivalent, I feel like it should have been even taller.
That would have made sense. Yeah, it would have made way more sense if it was like a sequoia or something for being a massive tree, especially in Northern California.
Yeah.
But no, it's just this big fucking tree.
Yeah, it's girthy, but not necessarily lengthy.
The fucking tree from Disney's Animal Kingdom, you know?
Oh,
no, it's cool. It's the like mother tree from Fern Gully. Because that one I feel like was like,
that's what it is.
It was weirdly thick but squat. There's a non-zero chance. In fact, no, it's definite. Boothby probably cared for that tree at some point. Because it's apparently been there since at least the 23rd century.
Is that the one that Picard carved his Picard AF or whatever he wrote in.
Oh,
Picard as fuck.
What's nice is that's one of those things that, again, could totally be someone's headcanon, but I appreciate that it's not in the episode explicitly.
Yeah, they're not looking at it being like, oh, look, here's the carving.
Because, of course, it would have to be one of them going like, who's JPL? No, JLP. And then it's like, big wink. Fuck off.
Yeah, I did think it interesting that, all the crew goes down to Starfleet Academy to check out the tree, but Michael and Saru, who are like the two characters who have no affinity for Earth.
Yeah, no.
Right? Neither of them are from there, and neither of them, I don't know if it's ever shown that either of them go to the Academy. I don't know that they do.
Yeah,
because Michael transferred from Vulcan.
Yeah. And we even know that
it seems like Michael just started on the Shenzhou, and so did probably Saru.
I think there may have been talk in passing that Saru did actually go to the Academy, but don't quote me. But yeah, Michael definitely transferred her credits. And yeah, we don't know, because we know that when her parents died, they were living on that colony. We don't know if she ever lived on Earth, even though she's human.
Yeah, I mean, she's certainly been to Earth, but I don't think she has no...
It's where she went to
college.
college.
It's not her home.
Yeah, no, she didn't go to college, like I said. She's been there, for meetings at best. So, yeah, which was good. It's good they kind of remembered that. It does make sense that she doesn't give a fuck, And yeah, Saru wouldn't care either over much. At most, it's where he went to school.
Yeah, back when Ash was like, we'll go trout fishing back on Earth. She's like, I don't fucking care about any of this.
What the fuck's a trout?
Look, she was trying to get in his pants, so sure, she'd pretend to give a fuck about trout.
Show me that trout.
Gross.
Oh, yeah. Swim up. No, that's salmon. Fuck.
Yeah, back to the Burnham Saru stuff this episode. It also, struck me as a little... I wasn't expecting there to be that kind of, which of us is going to be captain thing, because it's obviously Saru, because that's what they were expecting the last time they were looking for a captain before Pike swooped in.
Yeah, but I think there had been talk at the end of the season about them discussing later who'd be in charge officially, but... Oh,
did they? I may have missed this.
Yeah, that was at the ass end of season 2. So, they were gonna, like he said, they were gonna discuss it, and she's like, Nid, you're good. I think because they realized who the audience by that point had really bought into Saru in a big way. And it's not... And it makes sense, again, she's not sure she wants this life anymorjo it is interesting.
But they didn't know that.
Who?
The rest of the crew.
Oh, yeah, that's why she had to tell him. But I mean, for all that Georgiou is often written as annoying, and again, they're telling, not showing, but it did occur. It's until she pointed out, I was like, oh, yeah, Michael's kind of never been on her own in a way. She went straight from her parents to being Sarek's weird experiment, for lack of a better term, straight to the Vulcan Science Academy, straight to Starfleet. Her whole life has always been so ordered for her. And now she's had some time to just be a person. And like you said, her bearing is so different. And I think that's credit to Sonequa Martin Green, that she is for all again, you're being told, it's also true that she holds herself differently.
It might also just be that she has to stand a certain way so the hair is not in her face.
That too, but I think she's a good enough actor that there's a conscious choice going on as well.
I remember the first time I watched this episode, I was a little not pissed, but I found it distracting the way they seem to try to be insinuating that her hair just grew that long in a year on its own.
Yeah.
Which is fucking impossible, because that is really, really long fucking hair. And it also almost seemed to me they could have easily just showed a scene of her using some kind of tech that allowed for that to happen.
Follicle stimulator.
Yeah, because it's the future and they have this kind of shit. But also wearing wigs and weaves is culturally significant to the black community. You'd think that they'd normalize that in Star Trek. If they just cut the scenes of the transition lengths of her hair.
Yeah.
You could definitely just say, oh, look, Michael found a wig she likes. And she looks cute as fuck.
Yeah, no, this haircut very much suits her.
But instead it's wow, her hair grew that long. Wait a minute.
Yeah, that is...
And it takes you out, because you have to think about, did she use some tech? What's going on? It's the future, so you probably can just do that immediately, but...
Yeah, well, they even mentioned follicle stimulators being a thing in, I think, Voyager.
Yeah, that's how the Doctor grows Seven's hair.
Yes, that's right. There we go.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's by then, it's, 700-year-old tech at minimum.
Yeah, so why not bother showing it or making that reference? But I don't know. For some reason, that thing stuck out to me the first time I watched it, and I couldn't get it out of my head. Like, how is her hair so long? Why didn't they address why her hair is so fucking long?
And they did. I mean, because in the sort of montage of her living on Book's ship, they do show her with varying lengths of hair. So it's the strong implication is that it just grew very fast.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of hair for 1 year.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So yeah, it's if the gap had been a couple of years, it would make sense. But though then again, they haven't said either that maybe because I mean she would have had to have grown her hair out at least a bit if it is a weave as opposed to a wig. So
right, that's true.
So I mean, it could still be part weave. Christ, I hope I'm using the terms appropriately. Apologies if I'm using them wrong, but I'm pretty sure a wig is a wig and a weave is when you integrate it to existing hair. We are all the whitest motherfuckers.
Extensions.
Yes, thank you. That's another word for it. So yeah, I mean, they didn't explicitly say they weren't extensions, so it could be a bit of both.
Yeah, I'll choose to believe that.
Yeah, because there's no. But then again, I was about to say there's no good reason for her to have done. Wanted to speed her up. I mean, she just wanted to look that way. And if you can in the future, why not? So she would speed it up if she could. But obviously in the real world, it's Star Trek. Everyone's wearing a fucking wig. Even Doug Jones, they made him wear a wig under the mask because he's like, everyone wears a wig.
There was some reference that I think, I want to say this would make sense coming from Michael when she's giving the backstory to the crew and someone asks, "Wow, how many people died?" And I think the answer was millions. And it's like, shouldn't it be way more than that?
Well, they did hedge their bets and say it was only ships at warp actively at the time.
Okay.
So,
but I also wonder, what's the fallout of this? Of now that there are places that can't be accessed, because you can't reach them. Are all these societies dying out because they're starving? Yeah,
I mean, I feel like if someone asks you how many people died, they're just asking for because then you get into with any disaster or event, then you have to get into this whole crazy extrapolating thing, and it's that's a different discussion. If someone says,
yeah, well, but that's the thing though. I think they should have just said billions with a B because it's obviously going to be billions with a B, considering things like all of these colonies that relied on supplies would have just died out,
Yeah, plus people started killing each other.
Yeah. Yeah, but again, that's the knock-on effect of the initial disaster.
Yeah, so I guess you could say, yes, the burn itself may have only killed off millions, but
the
effects of the burn have obviously killed many billions of people.
Yeah, but I feel like if you're giving sort of a debriefing to your crew, you're giving the basic facts. It's we will discuss sociology later. That is less important in the immediate moment. So, and I think
she's a xenoanthropologist. She should be getting into this shit.
Yeah, that's for her report later for the Xenoanthropology Weekly. This is basic facts for your crew. Also, yeah, I do wonder, though, how much discussion, it's all right, do we say millions or... Because I bet they went back and forth about it. Because it's okay, so ships and the size and the warp and blah, 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 blah. They probably decided billions would sound a bit too much. Thousands was definitely insufficient. So they're
yeah, that's one galaxy ship.
Yeah. Hell, that's half an Enterprise J.
Well, and also presumably it destroyed all dilithium, not just locally, but throughout the universe. So
did it? I don't know if
I don't know.
That.
Did it? Do we? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm reminded of Back to the Future 2 when Doc is saying that the paradox could destroy the universe, or we could be lucky and just be localized to our own galaxy. So maybe it's that.
Yeah.
I forget if they ever specify. But yeah, no, that's the thing. The Federation lost a ton of people. Presumably so did the Klingons, the Romulans, everybody.
Yeah, there's also a comment made in that kind of... Is it in the... So there's a comment made because I made a note that someone said, the dilithium reserves dried up, and then at some point after that, the burn made all the dilithium in use explode.
Yeah.
So what was life like after reserves dried up? And you just have what's in circulation now, or what?
I don't think they'd fully dried. They said they were close to drying up, and they mentioned that they were playing with other forms of propulsion that somehow they couldn't make work. Again, I do think it also gets back to the fact that I think they forget that dilithium's not a fuel source, it's a catalyst.
Yeah, but audiences don't understand it either because it's made up bullshit.
True. Not a catalyst. Yeah. We talked about it though. We've been boring about it already.
Yeah, but it's also interesting that they had already introduced the idea of recrystallizing dilithium. So there really shouldn't be as long as there's enough in existence to power the ships you have, they should theoretically be able to just cycle it indefinitely.
Nope, they definitely killed off the Zahians and no one got that knowledge.
Well, they mined all the dilithium out of that planet until it collapsed, Praxis style.
Yeah, well, no, we did talk about it last week, though. His book does have a recrystallizer, but I think it's reasonable to say you can probably only recrystallize it so many times before it just shits out, Becomes inert. Yeah, which is reasonable. That's not a ridiculous stretch of the imagination. I think the metaphor Ames used last week was you can recharge a rechargeable battery so many times.
Right.
And those are made out of lithium. You can you could do a dilithium battery twice as many times.
True, but still, it's still limited. I think I don't know. Overall, I guess pretty solid though. I mean, the Giorgio aspect aside, I like that it was I'm going to make you motherfuckers talk to each other because that's usually how Star Trek should go.
Yeah. I don't know. It seemed very much like a go to your room, young man. Say I'm sorry to your sister for pulling her hair. When you don't know these people, the second you bring Wen on board, he could just explode. Yeah, but that is what you do. It's very Star Trek, though. Yeah, you give people the benefit of the doubt, sometimes to your own detriment. And as smugly as possible. Remember to be as smug as fucking possible. Yeah, there was something about, as much as, I like kind of the arc of this episode, every single scene felt like it was 5 lines too long. In that they were just repeating themselves. Every scene is okay, did you not have time? And this is a Johnny Frakes, too. So the fact that I started realizing, okay, we get it, Adira's smart. Go to the next scene. Oh, we're still talking about Adira's smart. Please go to the next scene. We get the context now. You told and forgot to show. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of telling. I didn't think anything felt overlong, but I don't think, I don't think it's unreasonable to feel that way either. Nothing struck me that way. So I know I always miss this. Did he do any weird camera shit this week?
I didn't notice. I
didn't notice weird camera shit. When I'm noticing that the music is off for a scene, that was the thing that felt super out of place.
Yeah, that was interesting because it did. It.
Do you want me to try to play it for you guys?
Yeah, give it a play and I will fade us out.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about that music, but it stuck out like a fucking sore thumb to me.
Yeah, it definitely calls attention to itself. I would say that in isolation, it's a fun piece of music, but it stands out. It's weird.
It's because
tonally
the whole
odd.
Point of it is it's trying to make you feel something in the scene, and the something that you're supposed to feel is this kind of light, sharing is caring, you're in a nursery school kind of scene.
Yeah, and it's I love, soundtrack and score music, and I own and listen to a lot of it, but when it calls attention to itself like that, in a perfect world, the music works with the scene and isn't obvious.
Yeah, and I don't think we've heard something like that ever in a Star Trek episode.
Probably not. But yeah, it stands out. Again, in isolation, I was just listening to that. I'd quite like it. It's cheery and pleasant. But it is a little weird, especially because, at this point in the episode, things are still kind of happening,
Right.
So, this feels like this is an epilogue?
Wen is on board right now.
Yeah, shit's going down still, sort of. Paul is not taking the situation with the seriousness it deserves.
No, instead it's like he's realized, oh, I figured out what Adira's doing, and I'm gonna treat her like she's a child.
Well, again, he is 16 and broke his stuff, so it was nice of him not just have her beamed to the brig.
But also for Stamets to kind of take it on himself to spill the beans.
Yeah,
we've gone through this whole subterfuge pretending that we're a generation ship and all this, and then Stamets is like, oh yeah, we're from the past.
Yeah, when we were watching the scene, I was thinking, it's oh, good job, Paul, way to rumble the game.
Although I guess the game is, bag.
Yeah.
Like, he's already trusting that Adira's not just going to go like, oh, I think if you'd report us if you were going to report us, you already would have. But yeah, but that's putting a lot of faith that they won't just go report you. So
yeah.
Yeah, they are wearing that fascist little costume.
Yeah. It's weird.
Anywho.
Anyhow,
Yeah, I didn't mind this episode too much.
It sets up some interesting stuff.
Yeah,
and it's good to catch up with Earth in the 30 whateverth century.
Yeah, and we don't go to Earth often in Star Trek outside of the movies.
True.
Where it was like, what was it? I think Insurrection is like the only one that doesn't have a scene on Earth, or is it Nemesis?
Well, yeah, Insurrection definitely doesn't.
Yeah.
Nemesis,
I don't think Nemesis.
Well, the wedding scene. Where's the wedding?
That might be on Earth. Yeah.
Is it? I don't remember.
I don't think they say explicitly, but because I feel like at the time we discussed, like, one of the bits of trivia was like, I think Insurrection might be the only one that doesn't have any scenes on Earth.
Yeah, by the end of this episode, like, this episode is called People of Earth, and you realize by the end, like, oh yeah, the people of Earth are more than just the people that are living on Earth. When you see, like, who Wen is, and he's human, and I don't know if he's probably not ever been to Earth before, we don't know, but he's still a person whose heritage goes back to Earth.
Yeah, and by extension, like, all the humans spread throughout the galaxy and isolated from one another are kind of follow that track in a way.
Star Trek Beyond. I don't think there's any Earth scenes in Star Trek Beyond.
Sorry, I guess I should have said the non-Kelvin films.
Okay.
Yeah, I think all except Insurrection, maybe, and possibly Nemesis have Earth scenes.
Cool.
And it is, I guess, the most fascinating thing too is, like, we've now decentralized Earth from both Starfleet and the Federation, which, like, has just been a thing for the whole of the franchise. Like, that's probably the biggest deal of all this is it's no longer headquartered there, which, makes
that's
sense.
a big deal.
Yeah.
Because we're so used to, because I don't know if it was that, like, in TOS they just forgot that other species should exist, or that they just didn't have the makeup capabilities. It was like, hey, just focus on humans.
Yeah, it's like, it's a multi, species alliance, but it's headquartered on Earth because shut up.
The United Earth Space Probe Agency,
which conquered Vulcan, remember, from that one-off line from Bones. Thank God for retcons.
Bones was drunk.
I mean,
Bones is perpetually drunk.
Bones, Scotty, Kirk's always got a bit of a buzz on.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to more of this season. I think the kind of, like, post-apocalyptic world that we kind of found ourselves as makes for a really fun setting, because, I remember in, like, last season I was making fun of, like, the lack of theming, or the lack of, like, finding what the theme is. And this is almost a similar theme to season 1, where it's like, how can we still stand on our values and morals during war? This is the same thing in an apocalyptic society, or a post-apocalyptic society, and that's good stuff.
Yeah, and it's also, but because it's not driven by war, it's different enough,
Yeah.
that it doesn't just feel like we're doing this again. It's like we're doing a variant on a theme, and, can we come back together after having been separated for so long by disaster?
Yeah, and that's an excellent idea to explore, and I'm really looking forward to what they do with it. Because, as we segue so smoothly into our Blogtivity this week, our Blogtivity where we're talking about other forms of media about, apocalyptic stories and post-apocalyptic stories, they all handle life in very varied ways.
Yes, it's funny. I was thinking about this as I was thinking of things for it. And it's funny because technically speaking, when you think about apocalyptic or at least post-apocalyptic media, like, the title is inherently a lie because there's always at least some survivors, so there can be a post-apocalypse. So it's
mostly apocalypse.
Yes.
Population shattering societies.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I guess we can start. I've one of the post-apocalyptic. I guess my introduction, I would say, to the post-apocalyptic genre is kind of the granddaddy, which is the Mad Max.
Good
films.
one. Yeah, I was hoping you'd bring that one up.
So crazily enough, my first Mad Max was Fury Road.
Oh, interesting.
Really? That's interesting. How does that hold up with any of the references to the other movies?
Oh, it's great. I fucking love Fury Road.
Were you ever realize thinking like, I don't know what they're referring to there or what?
If the thing is, they did it well in that if there were like little nods, there was never, because I've definitely seen things where I'm just like, I'm clearly supposed to be like getting a reference here. But they did a good job of it being like, if there were references, I didn't feel like I was missing out. So like other people were like, oh, nice. Whereas I was just like, okay.
Yeah, the interesting thing I find about the Mad Max franchise, which we should do those movies
fun,
as a 10 forward someday. But that like each one, like the first Mad Max is really just a car chase movie set, and it's not even clear that it's post-apocalyptic.
It could be normal Australia.
Yeah, it's just Australia. I mean, it's obvious that like society has kind of broken down and like, the police are kind of corrupt and weird. But other than that, like people are just kind of living their lives and going to the store and hanging out on a farm. Yeah, like there's just like roving bandits is all.
Yeah, I've never seen them, but even my understanding is like it's two really lean, like you said, like one, it feels like maybe society's broken down a bit, but it's not post-apocalyptic. But then two, they were like, no, we're leaning into.
Yeah. We also had absolutely $0 for the first one, so we can't really do anything.
It's very low budget. And then the second one is, possibly my favorite of
Road Warrior?
The Road Warrior is possibly my favorite of the original, like the original 3 Mad Max films, because then Beyond Thunderdome, which is the third film, just kind of goes off the rails into the realm of camp in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
It's like, Thunderdome is 2 movies in one, where it's like you have this interesting world with Thunderdome and Tina Turner, and then you just go have an adventure with a group of like the Never Neverland kids.
Ugh.
Out of fucking nowhere.
I didn't see
It's very bizarre.
Yeah, I didn't see the most recent one, the like Furiosa prequel they did.
Oh, that one was very good.
I liked it. Yeah, I liked both Fury Road and Furiosa a lot.
It sounds like they very much did not market it well, because I feel like it snuck up on everybody.
Yeah, but anyway, I don't know. I think we can't talk about post-apocalypse without talking about the Mad Max franchise.
Yeah, another big one I know Caitlin would have brought up if she was here. Fallout. Which has now reached a much wider audience thanks to the TV show, but of course started in the late 90s as a top-down CRPG.
Yeah, and even, you can even go a little earlier. There was the kind of the first, it wasn't even called Fallout. There was a game called Wasteland.
Oh,
which
was
basically Fallout, but that was like a DOS game. So it goes back even farther than that.
Well, and even that got like some sort of weird modern spiritual successor through, I think.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, RimWorld or something, maybe? Don't quote me.
Oh, well, RimWorld is different. RimWorld's like
There's, what is it called? Yeah, sorry.
RimWorld's a great game, by the way, as well. So I recommend that if you're into that sort of thing. It's more of like a society, like an RTS kind of thing where you're building a society.
Yeah, what was the other game called? Wasteland?
Wasteland. Yeah, I think it was created by the team that went on to create Fallout, but it was was like a much more basic like DOS game.
Yes, Interplay has described the first Fallout game as the spiritual successor to Wasteland.
Oh
no, it just straight up got a sequel in 2013 through crowdfunding.
Oh, I should check that out.
And then there was a remake.
The original 2 Fallout games are sort of that like top-down isometric game, which and they were all great. Yeah,
and then Bethesda turned them into first-person shooters.
Yeah,
or third person.
Like also great, totally different genre, but also great.
Yeah, and
the world is fascinating.
Yeah, I love the aesthetic. It's I've alternately heard it called Atom Punk and Ray Gun Gothic. I personally prefer the latter because it's more fun.
What does Atom Punk even mean?
It's like a play on like cyberpunk or steampunk. It's that.
Oh, is
like
it Atom with a T?
Yeah, sorry, ATOM.
Oh, okay, that makes much more sense in my brain.
Yes, sorry, Atom Punk.
Atom.
At them.
And Ray Gun Gothic avoids that confusion.
Yeah.
and the show did such a good, because as someone who like has played, I've played 4 all the way through. No, I've since played 3 all the way through as well. But as someone who's only played a couple of them, but still knows the games, I think it does a really good job of being like, if you know the franchise, you can still watch the show and enjoy it. But if you don't, like if you kind of know what the deal with vaults is, it's different depending upon, if you're just a viewer, if you're someone who played before, but you can still enjoy it either way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just like the style of it is very cool, because it's almost like 50s look in look, but then it's got this like
I mean, and that's all part because so Fallout, it's not just a post-apocalypse, it's like an alternate reality, alternate history.
We're going to cover
post-apocalypse.
those too at some point, so keep this one in your back pocket for that too.
Yeah, so it's like, it's like, what if the Cold War continued? Like, what if I think like I've heard it described as the setup being that, like, what if we never developed like silicon-based transistors or something, like microcontrollers or microprocessors. So instead, like all the technology is just based on like vacuum tubes, even though it's ostensibly very far in the future, but like the robots are very unsophisticated
they're
compared to
visually interesting. I love looking at them.
Well, it is. The thing is, it is still very advanced tech. It's just chunky because they don't have. It's
advanced tech. It's like if they, if you've ever played like a game like Civilization or something like that, where they just chose a different focus on the tech tree than we chose.
Yeah, exactly. But
they chose like, we're going to stick with the nuclear stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue some of those robots are probably basically sapient.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, their AI is very advanced. It's just like you said, there aren't microchips, so everything's kind of huge.
Yeah. Well,
and
if you play
never died.
Fallout 4, they actually do have some more sophisticated robots.
You can have your robot butler wear a little derby. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a very long vlogtivity if we take this long on.
Oh yeah, well I want to call out another video game franchise that I really like, and that is the Horizon series.
Yes,
Horizon Zero Dawn and
those
Horizon
fun. Forbidden West.
Forbidden West. That's right.
Yep.
Those are great games. They combine they have post-apocalypse plus dinosaurs, kind of.
Yeah, dinosaur
robot dinosaurs.
Yeah, no, those games are great. I love those. I'm looking forward to the third one.
Dinosaur.
Yeah, and that's also one where you kind of learn a little more each chapter of game of like what exactly this apocalypse even was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's fascinating because, a lot of these kind of media, it's like, okay, we know there was an explosion or a disease or a zombie outbreak, which could be its own subgenre of post-apocalyptic thing.
True.
And this is us living in it. And in the Horizon series, we don't really understand what happened.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
that's
it's a
true.
mystery that way, which is very cool.
Yeah, and a big part of it is kind of getting the details. As you said, too, right there, we don't have time to list every fucking zombie apocalypse thing, so,
Okay, so let's just talk about The Last of Us, because it's
Last
gold.
of Us. I have...
But that's not really... Are they zombies, though? They're
really clickers
undead.
or walkers or whatever the fuck they... Non-zombie zombies. I have to admit, I have seen exactly one episode of Walking Dead and none of The Last of Us.
Walking Dead starts off good and just runs fucking out.
That is what I have heard.
Yeah, Last of Us, honestly, I do enjoy the series. I think I like the game better, as I think the storytelling in the game, in certain ways, is better than the show.
I played a little bit. I didn't get along with it mechanically, so I kind of dropped it.
Yeah, it's more of a story-driven.
Yeah.
Which is why it translates
game.
So well to a series.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is I have a bias where zombies never really did it for me. So, I've never felt compelled to kind of try to stick through it because I'm just like, I don't... I literally only picked it up because people, loved it so much. But I'm just like, it's zombies. I don't care.
I mean, most good, in my opinion, and most good zombie fiction, I think The Last of Us succeeds when you realize that, the zombies are bad, but they're just a force of nature.
Exactly.
The real danger are the people.
Yeah, right? And that's what any decent zombie story tends to do.
Yeah, Walking Dead does that too.
Yeah.
Actually, my favorite zombie apocalypse story, Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah,
it's
I love that one.
Delightfully fun.
That's
Simon
a fun
Pegg
film.
is a wonder in just the facial expressions he can make. I enjoy him thoroughly.
Yeah, he's a good time.
So good.
So we brought up both Walking Dead and Mad Max. I am knees deep in Death Stranding 2, which, of course, Death Stranding 1 and 2 feature Norman Reedus as the player character.
Oh.
And Death Stranding 2 features Mad Max director George Miller as the likeness model for one of the characters. Someone else does his voice,
Weird.
though. Yeah,
that's very interesting.
Kojima, in the first one, Guillermo del Toro provided his likeness for a character, as did Nicholas Winding that guy. A lot of big actors and directors, but again, specifically though, we got George Miller in this one. Those games are great. Fucking love those. They're interesting because it's sort of mid-apocalypse. Like, a big event occurred that caused a lot of fuckery, but technically speaking, they're kind of still in the middle of it and are seeing if maybe they can keep it from getting worse and can sort of not so much undo, but maybe stave off the worst of the apocalypse.
Right. Well, last week when we were talking about time travel, media, I had brought up Terra Nova. Well, now I have to bring, which is not post-apocalyptic, but I do want to bring up a different, equally terrible, perhaps more terrible sci-fi television franchise that's post-apocalyptic, and that is Revolution.
Oh yes, you love hating on Revolution.
I fucking hate that show. I love to hate it though. Yeah, also a terrible film. And also, speaking about time travel and post-apocalypses, the Terminator franchise.
That's when you said time. I thought that's what you're going to bring up because the future scenes in that are obviously post-apocalyptic. Similarly, The Matrix is a post-apocalypse.
Yep.
Interestingly, I was thinking this is Mass Effect actually is technically a post-apocalyptic story. It's just so far after the apocalypse that no one knows it, and it's about to happen again.
Oh no. Here's an interesting post-apocalypse piece of media for the list. WALL-E.
Yes, I'm glad you bring up WALL-E. That's a good one.
God, that's a good movie.
Because it makes the idea of a post-apocalyptic world accessible.
Yeah,
and it tells the story in a way that is just so clear. Like, they do a great job not making it complicated. This is why I also think like Prodigy is such a great Star Trek vehicle, because it doesn't bother making it as more complicated than it needs to be. Yeah. It is exactly the story that it needs to be for people to get what's going on and make it more touching that way.
Yeah. Waterworld is on my list. Completely ridiculous film, but fun in its own right. And I've only seen the Ulysses cut. I don't know how the original holds up. But
I can only ever remember seeing it in the theaters. I should revisit that movie.
It's dumb but fun.
Speaking of another dumb Kevin Costner vehicle.
Oh, I know what one this is.
The Postman.
Yes, you brought this up before.
Yeah, it is not a great movie, but it's very it's got a real jingoistic rah USA undertone, but I don't know. I enjoyed watching it when I was younger.
Is it as rah USA as Independence Day, which is on my list?
I guess
almost.
That is kind of I mean,
that's just
right
active
in
apocalypse.
It. Yeah, that didn't occur to me. That's a good one though. Yeah, I feel like there's so much, but I realized like it's not a thing I necessarily indulge in quite as much. Like, I've never read The Road.
The Road is high on my list. The Road is such a good
book.
I've never seen the movie The Road.
Yeah.
I've heard such varying things about it that I haven't bothered seeing it because the book is just so stunning.
Brutal.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. And I feel like that's like, because so often post-apocalyptic is like sci-fi or action or whatever. Whereas I feel like that's maybe like the one big, like, for lack of a better term, literary post-apocalyptic book.
It's a psychological kind of thing where it's just a day in the life.
Yeah, surviving in this hellish wasteland.
Mm-hmm.
One I've got on my list here was this terrible movie I saw years ago called The Book of Eli.
I've heard reference to that a lot.
It's Denzel Washington, and he does pretty good. And I think Gary Oldman's the bad guy and all. And it's an interesting kind of idea, and like he's got a book, and it's very valuable because there are so few left. But the problem with the movie, the one thing I remember, and this speaks ill of it, was its lighting design was fucking awful. Because the lighting was always like weirdly stark and washed out, which when you're outdoors makes sense because like, you're like, all right, you want to make it clear, like there was this weird apocalypse. A big part of it was like the flash of the bomb. So like, yeah, when you're outside, sure, let's have it be kind of stark and washed out. But even when they're indoors, it's like that. And there's even a scene where like,
that's weird.
He's in a dark room and someone brings him a candle. And you think, okay, this would be a great contrast. He's inside, it's a candle, it should be like warm, gentle, more natural light. And it's still just this weird, bleak, washed out thing. And it's like, no, no, you missed the point. If you're indoors, you shouldn't have this effect. And I can't imagine the rest of the film was that good if that was the one thing I remember about it after all these years.
Well, speaking of seeing The Flash, one post-apocalyptic, I think this was actually a TV miniseries, maybe. Or maybe it was just a TV movie, I can't remember, but I have seen it, is The Day After.
Oh, I think I've heard of this.
One.
It's from the 80s. It's pretty brutal. I want to say it had Steve Guttenberg in it, of all people.
That's weird. That is a choice.
I might be mistaken. It's been a very long time. But yeah, basically the premise there is there's a nuclear war, but it's like done. The intent is for it to be very realistic. So it's like there's a nuclear war, and it's the people that sort of survive and like the first few days after the bombs drop. So yeah, that's an interesting film. Yeah.
Wow, Steve Guttenberg. Sounds like he's maybe not the main cast, but he's in there.
No, he's definitely there's a whole it follows different people. Like he's definitely one of the main.
Oh, okay,
people,
yeah. On the cast, you have no symbols as others, so I wasn't sure if it's Nicholas Meyer.
Oh wow!
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he was the director at least. Yeah, good cast though overall. And I guess it's 83, so it's probably before he was really super known as a comedic actor. So that kind of tracks a little more now, knowing it's not like post Police Academy.
Right.
I want to give some love because I read this as a book. It's also a television series that is like very well done and sticks to the points of the book pretty well. And that's Station 11, which is a great story. It's a story about it's told in kind of like very out of chronological order because it's a pandemic of some kind wipes out most people, and you see that happening, but you also get to see in other scenes like what life is. I want to say it's like 20 years later or something like that.
Okay. And
just the people that survive that survive that you follow is just a wandering group of actors that put on Shakespeare plays.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. And it's so interesting.
It's very good. I feel like that's the one that starts very, very strong. I feel like it doesn't quite keep the pace that it sets in the first few episodes, but it's very good. It's got Mackenzie Davis, who's
she's
also
always good.
Pretty amazing.
There's that play you've referenced a couple of times to me. I don't know if you've ever referenced it on air. I think you have.
Play reference. Mr. Burns?
Yes. Yeah, what's the full title?
Oh, God. Oh.
It's Mr. Burns, a post something.
Post-electric play? Something like that.
I think that's what it is. Post-electric. Yeah, that's
but if in case you haven't mentioned on the show before.
Oh, it's insane.
Brief rundown. Isn't it like people in the future reenacting an episode of The Simpsons or something?
Yeah, so Mr. Burns is a play in 3 acts. The first act is fairly shortly after some kind of an apocalyptic event where it's just people sitting around a campfire trying to tell the story of Cape Fear from The Simpsons. Is that the right one?
That's the one where they go in the witness protection program and Sideshow Bob
hunts them down.
The rake joke.
Rakes.
It's such a good episode, and it's them trying to like remember all the lines and all the points of it because you're not going to have access to it anymore because you don't have something that can play like a VHS anymore or a DVD in this society. The second act is literally lines from television shows or movies are used as currency, and people who know like a line from a thing like they're treated like very important people.
This was a play written by somebody like me who was like, man, if only I could monetize my useless trivia.
Yeah, it's absolutely. And then the third act is just absolute bonkers banana town. And it's like that. It's them trying to put on the episode in a play, in a kabuki style play of Cape Fear, but they get literally everything wrong. Like it is unrecognizable as The Simpsons, except that they come out and like there'll be like little nudges to like what the characters are, and you'll say, okay, I can see where they got that wrong. Like, it's not Mr. Burns that's hunting them down, it's Sideshow Bob, but somewhere in the years and years that have passed...
I could see how that would happen.
Like, in a decades or centuries-long game of telephone, they have all these bits of information wrong and flippy-flopped. And it's fascinating, but it's also absolutely fucking insane.
Yeah, so having looked it up to get the title, it is, Mr. Burns, a post-electric play. And there's also, like, photos of various productions people have done, and there's this one that is astounding from a Variety article. I'll try to remember to share it. But the cast from these almost like these grotesque masks to kind of make them sort of look like the characters. It's great.
Yeah, no, it's a fun play.
I guess I've never seen it, but the terrible Reign of Fire, where it's like it's an early 2000s picture, Christian Bale before he was Batman, and the apocalypse was brought about by the reemergence of dragons.
Oh
What?
no!
Yeah.
That sounds terrible.
What?
Yeah, I've never seen it. By all accounts,
The
it's
reemergence. Where have they been?
I do not know. It's a stealth sequel to Dragonheart, but apparently I've not seen it, but I guess there is a scene where like some of the parents are trying to entertain their children, and you realize they're like acting out Star Wars or something, like they're doing the like Luke, I am your father scene.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it's a similar thing, but it sounds like way less good.
Whoopsie.
I mean, we could literally go on
Yeah,
for
there's
days.
so many.
There's
Yeah.
so many.
What
'Cause,
else? What else is at your? I want to make sure this gets brought up as an honorable mention kind of list.
Well, I think one that I really wanted to mention was Children of Men.
I've heard of that. Is that also Cormac McCarthy?
I
No,
don't
that's
know.
Children of God, I think.
No,
That's some
yeah,
other
Children,
thing. Sorry,
no,
like,
Children of Men. Children of
I'm
Men
nuts. Ignore me.
is a film. Yeah, and I mean, you know, it's different. I think it's because it's not like society has completely broken down, but you know, the apocalypse in that film is that basically fertility has dropped to 0.
Mm-hmm.
So like there haven't been babies born in like 20 years.
Yeah.
And like how would society deal with that?
Yeah, like the picture opens with everyone being despondent because the world's youngest person has died. And that's like news.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those films I remember I saw it and I loved it, but it was something I walked out of that was amazing. I never need to see it ever again.
Yeah, it's a
Wow.
gut punch.
Yeah, it really, like, again, it's good, don't get me wrong, but it's like, I do not need to experience this again. I'm good. And yeah, it's interesting because like society hasn't collapsed yet, but everyone is just like despondent because they're like, what's the point? We're going to be dead within decades because no one's giving birth.
There'll be a point where no one can take care of us.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
And I don't
horrifying.
think they even get into the mechanics of it because that's not the point, you know, just for some reason it's happened. This is just day-to-day life in this very bleak world and what grows out of it. Yeah, I remember being very
I
good.
kind of want to see it. It sounds very
Yeah, we
much
should
like,
watch it.
yeah.
I think you'd like it. It's really good.
Yeah, no, again, I did love it when I saw it, but I was also just like, and who knows, it's been decades now. Maybe I can watch it and
Yeah, that's
I've
how
had
people
it.
tend to describe Requiem for a Dream. Like,
I've
watch
heard
it
that
once,
too.
then you don't. Then you are done.
Yeah.
A couple others I want to make sure I bring up. One is one of my favorites. This is definitely going to make it to my top 3, and that's the Silo series by Hugh Howey. I've read all the books. The books are stunning, and they're in the middle. I think they just are 2 seasons into the television show, which is quite good. It's got Rebecca Ferguson, and who doesn't love her? And they're doing I'm interested to see where the rest of the series goes, because I think the book does such a really good job of exploring a world in which people live underground in these silos, but so much time has passed that they don't understand what really happened. And, you know, why would you? Because, you know, you live underground now. You don't go outside. Outside is poison. If you go outside, you will die. And book 1, Wool, is a fucking masterpiece. And then book 2 turns the whole fucking thing on its head. And
Nice.
and it's a really interestingly done, which is why I want to see what the series does with it. But I definitely suggest, you know, the Silo series to anybody. That's so good. What else is good? Oh, another book series that I read, and this is like YA, and I don't usually read YA, but this is a James Breakwell series, and I really enjoyed James Breakwell. He's Exploding Unicorn online on Twitter.
Oh, that's
and
why
on
I know that
wherever.
name. Thank you.
He's just a funny kind of internet personality. I read his
Yeah.
newsletter. He's a cool sounding guy, and I bought his books just to kind of like, I support you as a person. I'll read your sci-fi books. So his books, The Chosen 12 and The Gods of Spencer Island. Despite being YA, like, I read the second one over a weekend because I just tore through it. Like, okay, I have to take a break from reading because I have to get shit done. But then, as a gift for myself for doing the dishes, I'll read several more chapters. Like, it's addictive, and it's about a group of children who have been kept in a perpetual state of childhood on a space station, or a station on a moon. And the robots that raised them are preparing them to go down and colonize a planet that is full of monsters.
Oh my God.
So it's like, okay, we have to prepare these children. There's only 26 of them or so. we can only send 12 to the planet. They have to be the ones that will survive and perpetuate the population. And for like a kid's book, it's really good. I definitely check that out. I have a spare copy. If anyone reaches out and wants a spare copy, reach out. I've got one. What else is good?
Speaking of, the plot sounds eerily familiar to another post-apocalyptic television series, which I think is also based on a novel.
Yes!
The 100.
Oh, I love The 100!
Yeah, that's another YA. It's a CW show of all things.
Yeah, it's pretty teens in a post-apocalyptic
but,
world.
like, not bad, honestly. Like, it kind of goes off the rails over time, but, like, the first couple of seasons I thought were fairly solid. There's definitely some dumb shit in there. The worst is, because just like V'ger, they couldn't read the word Voyager, so it was V'ger. Yeah, well, they call Washington, D.C. Ton-DC because that was the only part of the sign that was readable.
Right.
It's like, oh, boy.
Yeah, but I think they do a good job with...
Yeah.
With telling very weak... Like, that every season of The 100, it feels like a new genre of show, which is kind of fascinating.
Yeah, it's got Desmond from Lost.
No.
Wasn't he one of the guys?
Yeah, he's one of them. Yeah, check that one out. That one's pretty good. Other things I just want to bring up just because they're on my list. Oh, we haven't brought up Blade Runner at all.
Mm-hmm.
Is that post-apocalyptic?
I'd call it post-apocalyptic.
Certainly 2049 is, because when they go to like Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, there was like a dirty bomb or something.
Like there has definitely been something that happened to the world, but the story they're telling isn't about that.
No.
So it is kind of fascinating.
I just kind of took it to just be that, like, we destroyed the environment. Wasn't
That's
necessarily. No, it is. You're right. It just. But yeah, I don't think there was a singular event necessarily. But maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I never thought about that. I was definitely. I love that movie though. Great fucking film. The Nier video game series, NIER.
I'm not familiar with it.
It's been around for a while, but it really got big with Nier Automata, and then they like re-released a remaster of its predecessor because that did so well. And it's a bizarre, like, post-apocalypse, but still trying to survive kind of. It's like, it's really hard to explain without giving a lot away, but I'd say you can play Automata on its own and it's fine, because the two stories are set literally centuries apart, but both of them are post the near destruction of the human race and how they're dealing with it. Like in the first one, you're the few surviving humans, and then in Automata, you're actually the robots trying to rid the Earth of the aliens that drove the few remaining humans to the moon. And that is a gross oversimplification. It's a lovely, bleak, melancholic game, while also having some very impressive hack and slash action mechanics. It works though somehow.
Yes, speaking of like video games, another video game that I think could potentially fall into this category would be Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
I've seen that argument made. I put it on my list because I was like, oh yeah, that does track. Like that super tracks.
It's sort of, this is an ancient advanced civilization has collapsed. And like we find their ruins and their robots and machines all over the place.
Yeah.
But we're just sort of in this like locked in this weird medieval kind of world.
Kind of like the Horizon series. It's also one where it's revealed to you over the course of the game what happened.
Yeah. Wind Waker is definitely post-apocalyptic. I mean, you could probably make the argument, like, from what I've seen, I feel like you could totally make an argument that the entire series is possibly set well after some sort of massive technological collapse. Because, like, even before you got to Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, which established this sort of old Magitech society, like, Fee in...
Oh, yeah, Fee's kind of like...
Skyward Sword.
Skyward Sword, yeah.
It feels very, like, advanced techie,
Mm-hmm.
Like,
there's also robots in that game, too.
Oh, okay. I've only played a little bit of that one. I need to get back to it someday. Yeah, I think a lot of the Zeldas could probably fall under that umbrella, but Wind Waker and Breath of the Wild, the most obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
When I was describing the whole, like, children being prepared for a repopulation kind of event, I was reminded of a show, a way too short-lived show that goes absolutely fucking insane, and that's Raised by Wolves.
Oh, yeah.
Raised by Wolves is a LSD nightmare of a show, because it's about robots, a pair of robots raising embryos to adulthood so that they can repopulate a planet.
Huh.
But then the show just decides we're going fucking insane with this, and there's like flying snakes, and one of the robots gives birth to a flying snake, and I don't quite know what goes on. And then the show just kind of got canceled or something out of nowhere.
I can't imagine why.
But it's very cool.
It's very cool.
It's also got child acting that I actually thought was very good. And normally, I have
that is a high fucking praise.
Yeah, I have a high bar for child actors, and these were good.
Fair.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Ridley Scott thing. So
is it Ridley Scott?
Yeah.
Oh, that explains something.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, he's a weird man in a good way.
Yeah, I don't know if he created it, but he was involved. I think his production company, I don't know. He was an EP on it, and I'm pretty sure he directed some episodes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very short because it's like a one very short season. So check it out. I don't know where. I think we had it on Netflix. I forget where we found it, Jake. But it's worth a
I think it's
watch.
on Max. I think it's like an HBO thing.
Oh,
if I remember.
Yeah, find it and watch it in like one sitting, and watch your brain melt out of your head.
I actually want to say, though, it's hard to watch now because I think it actually ended up getting removed from Max and may not be accessible.
Oh, rats.
So you might have to like get DVDs or something.
Yes, we don't encourage piracy. Except we do. Oh,
Vocally,
I mean,
we don't.
we will use this as an example, but there are obviously countless Twilight Zones that cover post-apocalypse.
Yeah.
But I think probably the most famous is the library one.
Yeah.
So, the scary door.
A couple other little ones just because I want to plug them because I think they deserve a watch. The series Twisted Metal was way better than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, yeah, I heard that was good, actually.
It's surprisingly good.
If anything had no right to be good, it was fucking Twisted Metal, the series. It's like, hey, it's not just a video game adaptation. It's an adaptation of a series that hasn't had an entry in, like, over a decade.
Yeah, and somehow no Rob Zombie.
Season. Yeah, it's getting a second season. It might even be out by the time this episode is released.
Ooh,
awesome.
We'll definitely be watching.
Yeah. Well, what's everyone's like big topper, boys?
I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna start by just where I started. I'm gonna say Mad Max, the whole franchise as a whole is gonna be my top, just because I think it really kind of defined the genre in a lot of ways.
Yeah, a lot of
the post-apocalyptic tropes that you see all over the place really, kind of originated with the Road Warrior.
Yeah.
And then obviously, the Fury Road and Furiosa are also really great films. I'm going to say, I actually am going to put Children of Men on my top list because I think, that's...
So now we have to watch it.
Yeah, that's a top movie just in general.
Yeah. Again, very good. I need to emphasize, I did like it. It just really made me sad.
Yeah, and then I'm going to say also the Horizon series,
nice.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
So I'm glad
Horizon
you're saying that one.
Forbidden West, just because I love Fallout. I love all these other series as well. I think one of the things that series does really well is that sort of slow revealing of the world that was, and it's just I get sucked into it when I play, and I just want to learn. Yeah, how did we get here? I want to explore it's a great game for just like exploring ruins and stuff.
Yeah. I will say some of the new robots in the second one were fucking bullshit though.
No, robots, but they're always so cute.
Oh no, they looked cool, but fighting them sucked.
Oh yeah. Well, some of the ones in the first one sucked. I mean, I can remember I think they're called like sonic arrows or something. One of the arrow upgrades you can get makes your arrows like make a big sonic blast.
Yeah.
And you can shoot, these armored robots and it blows their armor off. And I can just remember trying to fight some fucking like T-Rex monster and it's just taking, tens of minutes just to get this thing down to the point of being able to shoot it.
I will say, if you had crappy aim like I do, those sonic arrows are a fucking lifesaver. So for me, there's maybe some recency bias here because like I said, I am in the middle of the second one, but I fucking love Death Stranding 1.
Cool.
2 is so far also excellent. I will also say Fallout. And you know what? I'm going to give my third to Wind Waker because I fucking love that game.
So
That's a
all
great
video
game.
games from Chris.
That's probably my favorite Zelda game still.
Yeah, I was going to ask, do you mean Fallout the show or Fallout the game? But
Fallout, period.
Yeah, the franchise. But cause here's the thing. I'll say the video game. Caitlin will have said the show. So, yeah.
Yeah, you got both covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with, like, a lot of... Wind Waker gets a lot of hate.
It has gotten appreciation since. It just... When it initially came out, because they had done that, like, realistic-looking tech demo for the N64, or GameCube, rather, people were really upset when the game that actually got released was so cartoony looking. But I think its reputation has since recovered.
It's a phenomenal game. I also think one of the things that kind of hurt it, especially even for me on the original GameCube release, was the painfully slow sailing mechanic that they fixed it in the Wii U re-release where you could get an upgraded sail, which made it way better.
I have the great fortune of having that be my first experience with the game, but I have heard about the sailing. Yeah,
in the original game, you had the slowest shit sail, and eventually you get a warping fast travel mechanic. Later in the game, but
that doesn't change the fact that you have to sail sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, in the Wii U, I think it's Wind Waker HD. They fix it with the fast sail, which I'm like, thank you.
I will say, I mean, I enjoyed the sailing even until I got that, but I got to imagine if I had to do the whole game without it, it would have killed me.
Mm-hmm.
Is Wind Waker the one with the fish you talk to a lot?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we love the fish. We talk to that fish all the time.
He's great.
See?
What about you, Ames?
Yeah, you guys went very video game centric. I don't play a lot of video games. Mine are going to be a little bit more book centric.
Go for it.
And I already brought up that the Silo series definitely makes it to my tippy top list because the world is so fascinating living in a silo. The books are stunning, and the show is also good. So Silo makes it on my list.
Nice.
And I'm going to also spread some love to Cormac McCarthy's The Road. Even though I haven't even seen the movie, but the book is that good. It's
the book is
very
phenomenal.
well-written book. Like, literally, like...
Viggo Mortensen, or am I making that up?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I never saw the movie.
So I don't know. Like, literally, like... I read this book after college, but all my English major bells were going off. It's like, I want to write all over this book, but I don't have to because I'm not in a class. But I want to be circling all the things and making the connections because it's like the perfect book for like someone who does that kind of shit. So The Road is excellent. And the last one, just for a bit of variety and to make sure we've got some zombies on here, I'm going to say Shaun of the Dead!
Yeah, there we go. That's good.
Yay!
Good. I like it.
So fun.
Yeah, Actually, another just thought of this when you mentioned Shaun of the Dead. Another great British zombie property is the 28 Days Later.
Oh yeah, and the new one's coming out, if not already,
even
just soon.
Has maybe.
We should see it.
Yeah, I didn't love the 28 Weeks Later. It felt more Hollywood. The original is very
28 Days Later. Yeah, that one's really
28
good.
Days Later is very good. It's like kind of that low budget thing. You see Cillian Murphy's Hog. So, yeah, what's not to love?
Oh, dear.
As an attractive man.
Okay.
Very cool. Yeah, so we'll have to either get Caitlin's thoughts on her on our own and put it on the blog, or, she is currently surviving a post-apocalyptic life, so good luck to you, Caitlin.
Aren't we all? Well,
who else is surviving in a post-apocalypse? Apocalypse is the Discovery crew.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the burn. Yeah, so we will continue in our post-apocalyptic, post-burn galaxy on Star Trek Discovery next week as we discuss Forget Me Not. Forget Me Not. Isn't that a type of
flower?
That's a thing. That's a flower, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Forget Me Not. And we'll have another blogtivity. Next week we'll be talking about dystopias, dystopian media. So get your dystopia stuff on, I guess. Whatever. I don't know. I'm just something. Anyway, until then, catch up with our back catalog of over 400 episodes available on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, and anywhere else fine podcasts are sold. You can also catch our blog at Tumblr, SSHB Podcast, or sshbpodcast.com. And you can catch up with us directly on Blue Sky, Facebook, and various social media. Actually, I think it's only those two. But anyway, find us there. Reach out. Hit us up. Love to hear from you. Until then, my name has been Jake.
This has been Chris.
And this is Always Ames.